I can still remember my first experience with VR. It was the Virtual Boy, and the fact that I came away from it with 20/20 vision is remarkable. The Virtual Boy feels like it set back the cause of VR by decades. Who knows where it'd be without that? And heck, if anyone questions just how bad the Virtual Boy was to use, you'll get your chance to re-experience it soon thanks to Nintendo's baffling new Retro Throwback Switch 2 add-on. My second experience was with my buddy's PSVR on a PlayStation 4, and between Beat Saber and PSVR World, it got properly under my skin. And I've been resoundingly interested in diving in deeper since. So, in the chance to grab a reasonably priced secondhand Oculus Quest 2, yes, actually an Oculus, that's how secondhand it is, I jumped at it. I know it's older, but old things can still be cool, and I mostly plan to use it as a Steam VR headset anyway, so my PC will do all the heavy lifting. The first game I jumped into after playing a couple of the free demos on the Meta Store was Phasmophobia, which is a game I have been playing since early access and have a good amount of experience with, so it felt like a safe place to start. The first time I spun it up, I tried it standing, and that was a mistake. My inner ear organized a prompt rebellion against the conflicting sensory inputs, and I quickly found myself having to switch to a seated position. From there, it was much easier. I found spatial awareness to be an issue. I kept whacking my hands on my desk and my floor because I could never quite seem to get my floor level set right in the environment setup. Overall, for a game that used to scare the bejesus out of me, but hasn't in a long time, it breathed some new life into my many horrifying deaths. My next experience in VR was Star Wars Squadrons, a game I grabbed at launch, but played with traditional controls. I was a pleb, but enjoyed it considerably nonetheless. I jumped back in once I got the VR set because it seemed like a game that would suit VR exceptionally well, and while I do like it better in VR, I was disappointed that it still used regular keyboard and mouse controls rather than the Oculus motion controllers. I would have loved to grab my virtual stick and throttle around, hitting buttons in the cockpit to feel like a real space pirate. Regardless, being in the cockpit of a starfighter meant there was no issue with motion sickness, and while it wasn't quite the experience I wanted it to be, I do find it the superior way to play. On that note, let's talk about Steam VR. Playing over AirPlay on my home network with the Oculus actually works really well. I have the occasional loss of connection and crash to desktop, but that's only happened a couple of times, and really, mostly it functions far better than I expected, especially since I play with my laptop connected over Wi-Fi and not hardlined like the router suggests, so I do still feel like that's mostly on me. In the end, my first experiences with VR were certainly positive, and I'm really looking forward to the next ones. In fact, if you have any suggestions for games you feel I should try, drop them in the comments. I still feel like we're a long way from Ready Player One's fully immersive worlds and all that they imply, but there's a few more experiences I'm really looking forward to, and can't wait to explore more of what it has to offer. My inner ear, however, is far less enthusiastic about it. Whoa.